Tonight, the world may have just moved one step closer to a catastrophic Middle East war. Two massive oil tankers burst into flames in the Gulf of Oman after being blasted by a U.S. Navy fighter jet. Explosions lit up the sea. Smoke filled the sky. And behind the scenes, military commanders feared something even worse was coming next, because while those ships were burning, American warships were already under attack. Welcome back to NPM News. I'm James Merello. If you believe the world deserves real reporting without the sugarcoating, smash that like button, subscribe right now, and stay with us because this story takes a shocking turn that nobody saw coming. According to U.S. military footage released just hours ago, an American F-18 Super Hornet targeted two Iranian-linked oil tankers attempting to break through a U.S. naval blockade. The ships, identified as the Sevda and the Sea Star 3, were struck before they could reportedly reach Iranian ports. Moments later, both vessels were seen engulfed in flames across the Gulf of Oman. But that was only the beginning. At the exact same time, U.S. Navy destroyers sailing through one of the most dangerous waterways on Earth suddenly came under relentless fire. Drones, missiles, incoming attacks from multiple directions. The U.S. military launched strikes against targets inside Iran, including military facilities near Bandar Abbas and strategic positions connected to Iran's naval operations and oil export economy. This was no warning shot anymore. This was direct military escalation between the United States and Iran in one of the world's most critical oil corridors. And suddenly, panic began spreading through America's Gulf allies. Behind closed doors, Saudi Arabia and Kuwait reportedly became furious after Pentagon officials publicly downplayed earlier attacks on the UAE's Fujairah port. Gulf leaders feared the conflict was spiraling out of control, while Washington appeared divided on how serious the situation really was. Then came the twist that stunned Washington. President Trump abruptly suspended Project Freedom, the major U.S. military operation designed to reopen and secure the Strait of Hormuz. Just like that, America's mission hit a wall. Why? Because key Gulf allies reportedly blocked U.S. warplanes from using their airspace. Without access, the operation became nearly impossible. Think about that for a second. America's closest regional partners were suddenly pulling back during one of the most dangerous military standoffs in years. For a brief moment, it looked like the entire strategy was collapsing. But then everything changed again. After intense pressure and emergency negotiations, the decision was reversed. U.S. operations resumed. American warships continued moving through the region. And tonight, the Persian Gulf remains on edge as the world waits to see what Iran does next. Officials are still calling the fighting low-level kinetics. But the images tell a different story. Burning tankers, missiles over open water, U.S. destroyers under attack, and two global powers moving closer and closer toward open confrontation. The terrifying reality is this. One wrong move in the Strait of Hormuz could send shockwaves through the entire world economy overnight. Oil prices, global shipping, international security, everything is connected to this narrow strip of water. And now, it's becoming one of the most dangerous places on Earth. The question tonight is no longer whether tensions are rising. The question is how far this confrontation will go before somebody loses control. Will Iran retaliate harder? Will the United States escalate further? Or are we watching the early moments of a conflict that could drag the entire region into chaos? This story is developing fast, and NPM News will stay on it every step of the way. I'm James Merello. If you made it this far, comment below with one word describing this situation. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because the next update could change everything.